morning, good afternoon, good evening to all my wonderful and beautiful little subscribers out there. And how I love you all so, and I hope that you're all super duper well, super duper wonderful, and super duper delicious. And that life is treating you most deliciously wherever you are. So the time is, what's the time, Mr. Wolf? So it's 2 in the afternoon in our Old England, my delicious little babies, okay? Behind me, you can see that the wind is blowing, and that's not to be sarcastic, my delicious little baby. There's a little bit of blue sky, but you can see all of the other little clouds. I'm not pointing at you, my delicious little babies, because it is rude to point. Okay, my delicious little babies, now then. So I hope that life, wherever you are in the world, is treating you most deliciously. Okay, my delicious little babies, now then. So what is the first thing I want to talk about today? Now, I wasn't even going to put out a video. That doesn't mean yes and no, my delicious little babies. It's just to see it's blowing a gale. Okay, mind you, at least I can get my flipping under my armpits cool. Do you know what I mean, my delicious babies? Anyway, they don't smell. They don't smell, don't worry, my delicious. They don't pen and ink, my delicious little babies. Anyway, so what's the first thing I want to talk about now? So this video came up on my feed, my delicious little babies. Now, I have seen him before. He does happen to have over 1 million followers. I forgot what he's called now, but I haven't wrote anything down in my book, my delicious little babies, okay? And this is to do with, normally I wouldn't really talk about these subjects and topics, my delicious little babies. But I feel the need to say now, who I've got with me is my lovely dear little friend Kaz. So good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Our lovely dear little friend Kaz. And how is your lovely self and your lovely little family?
I'm fine. It was all right.
Okay, there we go then, okay. And yeah, I just sort of explained to dear little Kaz, you know, before I came on my camera, my delicious little babies, and she was wondering at first, wasn't you, why I was going to mention this, okay? But then she got where I was coming from, my delicious little babies. Now, I remember so many years back, you know, when my little daughters were younger, my delicious little babies. And of course, you know, they want the CDs, don't they? They want all these different CDs, you know. And well, one of them, it was we did get, or somebody bought them, the Justin Bieber, my delicious little babies. Well, anyway, and well, this is what this video is about. What I'm going to talk about, my delicious little babies. I'm not going to stay on it too long. I'm just going to make it as quick as possible. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now then. So apparently, Justin Bieber is feeling depressed. It seems, my delicious little babies. Is it? Cash is laughing. Now, normally one would not laugh, you know, that Justin Bieber is feeling depressed. Well, how many millions and billions feel depressed with the way that the world is? There we are. Okay, my delicious little babies, okay?
He's a famous boy.
Yeah.
Right? And he's the only one we have to set as well is depression.
Yeah.
Well, so bloody what?
And he doesn't like the fact that, you know, one's hound him. You know, because they follow, you know what I mean? And they would follow you everywhere. And
So what does he want?
well, exactly. So, come on.
What you want, right?
Sorry, Martin.
To me, you're not supposed to be, you know, under pressure or anything at all. You got what you wanted. You
Yeah.
got a car. How many cars? You got this, you got that, everything.
And what has he got now? He's got he's had her for a while, hasn't he?
Yeah.
A wife, a whiff, I call him whiff.
Well,
And they got a little baby.
To me, well, I didn't know that part, but
Well, according to what I heard.
I didn't know you're the baby.
Yeah.
But if that's what's giving him pressure, probably that's what it is. But not telling her that.
Well, you say this, but here's...
It's his responsibility.
Yeah, but here's what I've got to say about this, my delicious little babies and dear little Kaz. Anyway, I was already done saying it, wasn't I? You see, as far as I'm concerned, okay, yes, I mean, even for the best of couples, they could be so loving together as a couple, but if they've lived their lives, you know, just being just the two of us, you know that song? Who sang that now? We can make it if we try, just the two of us. You hear now. I forgot who sang that now. Oh, anyway, my delicious babies. Let me get back to the matter in hand. So even for the best of couples, you know, you could be the most loving couple in the world, and yet when a little baby enters the room, so that's not being sarcastic, my delicious babies, it can put a bit of a strain because it is new, isn't it? You know, it's all right when you've got friends or family and they have their little bambinos, you know, as what we would call, you know, little baby bears, you know, but it's different when you've got your own little babies. And, you know, we all love them to our heart, but as everybody knows, from when they're little, it is hard work.
It's hard work. He shouldn't talk anyway, because his name is Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
Right? But at the end of the day, if you choose to have a baby, you must take responsibility of it, because that is your child.
Yeah.
You can't have depression because the baby gets on your nerves. That can't work.
But you see, I don't believe it's so much of that, right? Here's the point, what I've got to say. I know what you're saying, dear, look, but here's the point, what I'm saying. The main reason for me mentioning Justin Bieber today, my delicious babies, is because he wasn't so depressed when all of his dear fans who loved him and worshipped him to their hearts, when he was stood on the veranda. And dear little Kaz. What was that? Sorry, dear little Kaz. Yeah, he peed all over them, mad delicious babies.
And to me, right, that's disrespectful.
That's disrespectful.
Because your fans loving you.
That's right.
And what it is, them are the one who give you everything.
Yeah.
But them is one pay your money.
That's right.
Right, and this is what you get.
That's right. I mean, what do they call it in other terms? I'm not going to go too deep, my delicious babies, but you know what coming to my noddle? Yeah. You know, they call it water sports. Well, no. You know what I'm talking about. No, yeah.
You can swing it, wag it.
Yeah. But isn't that for the bedroom? Yes, isn't that for the bedroom? If you're going to play water sports, you know, for those who are into that kind of thing now, you know what I mean? Yeah. Not over your fans.
Not over your fans.
Yeah.
That's rude.
That's right. Damn rude. So you see, thank you, dear little Kaz. Yep, exactly. Yeah. So he thinks that his pee is better than everybody else's who paid for the tickets, isn't it?
You've done everything. You do everything.
That doesn't mean that.
Justin Bieber. Oh, did you hear Justin Bieber just pissed on me?
Yeah.
What? And I just paid how much in tickets?
Yeah.
Tickets. Do you know how much the ticket now to go and see them?
I don't know at the moment.
Carl, if you want to see, some things I like to go and see. One of them anyway. So
yeah.
Justin Bieber, I want to go see. It'll cost me £200.
You're joking, man.
Seriously.
Do you hear, my delicious babies? But how can, I mean, so you've got all that ching change in hands now, 200 squids, dear little Kaz has just said. Okay, thank you, dear little Kaz, right? Now, I don't know all this. I do not know all of this, okay? Because I just do not keep up on it because, simply because I'm just not into concerts. I never have been, mad. It's never been my kind of thing now. So even when I was little, for my sister it was, but, you know, and her friends, but not for myself, okay? But yeah, but what's my point? But what is it? He's had to pay out some serious ka-ching. So therefore, he's had monetary ka-ching problems, my delicious little babies, okay?
What's his name? Who's over here?
Which ones?
What's his name now? The one who beat up Rihanna?
Oh, her ex-boyfriend?
Yeah, what was his name?
I can't remember now.
Oh, gosh.
She was with him for a while, weren't she, Rihanna?
For a while. And he's over here now because he done a bad thing 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And you have to pay them £5 million.
Yeah.
And still have to go to a place there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So, what's the point? Just to conclude with all of this, smart little babies. You see, when ones go into that kind of industry, okay, my little babies, there's usually a serious price to pay. And then when one, say, shall we just say, overspends, because they like, there we are, the lavish luxury of everything, ones must also remember that everything has a price tag. My delicious little babies, okay? So it seems to myself that Justin Bieber's price tag is that, let's just say maybe he's played his part in the years, my delicious little babies. And now maybe, not meaning this in a nasty way, but maybe Tam is now catching up with the man now. I don't know. What is he going to be, about 30 or something? I don't know. Yeah. But that's what I wanted to say there, my delicious little babies. Now, for some, can you see this behind me? There's a great big lan up in the sky, my delicious little babies. Yesterday, you ain't seen nothing yet. Because yesterday evening, there was a great big, which looked like keep a handle on it. Okay, my delicious little babies, it was so blatant, it was unreal. Anyway, my delicious little babies, so all I have to say is that, you see, this is what happens when one's become, there we are, shall we say, glutton and greedy now. That's what I have to say about this situation. He's not the first and he's not the last. But when I go back to when I was talking about lovely, not in that way with anybody, lovely Liam Payne, bless him, because he passed away. Was it last year, Liam Payne? It's been a year, hasn't it? Been over a year, bless him. Well, the difference with Liam Payne, my delicious little baby, is not, like I said, not that I follow everything, but, everybody knows lovely Liam Payne, One Direction, everybody knows, do you know what I mean? That colossal groups. The difference between our lovely Liam Payne, and I hope that he's resting in peace, bless him, and I hope that his dear family, I hope that they're managing to continue with their lives, without his presence, my delicious little babies. But bless. But what I'm saying is, and that is to anybody who is not famous as well, I hope that they're managing to cope for all families and friends together in the world, my delicious little babies. But that's the difference between Liam Payne and Justin Bieber. Liam Payne actually had, there we are, what you would call a beautiful personality. There we are, a beautiful personality to his friends and family, my delicious little babies, okay? Very sadly, we cannot say the same about Justin Bieber, my delicious little babies, because it appears to myself he's a little bit of a brat long time. There we are. No, I'm just saying it the way it is. And my dear creator, my giddy God within, you see, love the truth, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, so therefore, must everybody feel sorry for him? No. There are millions and billions, like I said, who feel the depression every single day. They've got to get up and work, bless their beautiful, dear little hearts, for a minimum wage for most, when they're worth 1,000 times more. Well, anyway, I've always said we're not even supposed to be slave and driven mad delicious babies, and that doesn't mean, I'm just, it's because it's rather windy at the moment, mad delicious babies, but the sun is, it's really coming down on my back, mad delicious babies, and I'm liking the sun and the sun is liking me. Anyway, mad delicious babies, so that's all I have to say. I spare a thought for others in the world who are going through lots of different ka-ching problems, monetary problems. They're just trying to live from day to day. You know what I mean? They don't get up and say, right, I'm going to go and buy a 100 grand, watch. Or do you understand what I'm saying? Because for many, they'd never see that kind of ka-ching change in the whole of their lifetime. Do you know what I mean?
All millionaires.
Yeah.
We'll have nothing here.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
It have to balance.
That's right. It has to balance. But what we're having in the world. Thank you so very much, my dear little friend Kaz, my lovely dear little friend Kaz. And the reason why we're saying this, right, that's a very good point, okay, which I've been saying. You see, things now should be what I would regard as even. because you have got millions, billions who all have different talents, everything from cooking to sewing
Sewing,
to building cars to
cars,
mechanics to uh,
engineering,
engineering. That's right. Yeah, I was just going to say that.
sports,
Sports, plumbing, everything.
everything.
Everybody has a
Some people
talent.
have the luck,
Uh,
some people don't.
yeah, but I wouldn't call it luck, because when you look, they've got a lot of, when you look, you got a lot of problems with it. I mean, how many have you met who have a lot of ka-ching, ching, ching, larger houses,
Yeah,
these F-off mansions,
yeah.
and are miserable as damn sin, man? Absolutely
Because they're not,
miserable.
because what is
They've
right?
got no
Look,
happiness.
because what is at the end of the day, right? All right, if you take that away from them, they get really unhappy.
Yes.
So to me, right, that don't work for me.
You know, I could talk about ones on my road right now, okay? As I'm sure you could talk about ones on your
Yeah,
road,
yeah.
my dear little Kaz, yes? Okay, my delicious little babies. And let me tell you, they've got more happiness within their little home,
Oh yeah.
their little 2-bedroom flat, you know, than some of these have got in their little finger, my delicious little babies. Do you know what I mean? Because they're happy with what they got. They're happy with their little family. They're happy with their little friends. They do not go around bothering, troubling anybody.
No,
You know, they eat what I would call like, well, for anybody really, you eat humbly.
because everybody's happy. They
Yeah,
go out and they buy their shopping.
they go and
They
buy the
come
shop. They
back.
don't bother nobody.
Nobody at all. They have car. If you don't have a car, that's no problem.
No,
You have to be at the end of the day. But people find that a big problem.
yeah, they find it. Yeah, to
And
see somebody who doesn't have a lot
that's right.
happy,
Happy.
they find it. It's like they look down on you. Do you see what I mean? We've seen it so much
Too many times.
over the
Yeah,
decades.
too many
It's like
times.
you're lower than I. Well, how is
Could that
somebody who's got higher lower than? Do you know what I mean? How are we lower? Sorry, than they?
Yeah. At the end of the day,
Just
you know,
doesn't. You know, I don't like this, but it doesn't make any
life
sense.
is different from everybody.
That's right.
It can't be the same.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Everybody's life is different.
That's right.
You know what I mean? It's like today, you, that little boy got chopped up
Where?
in London last year. He went home
Yeah.
and
I hope you can hear me, dear little Kaz,
right,
because
he went home
yeah,
and he said it was lunchtime
yeah,
and his mum gave him a hug as usual. He says,
yeah.
she said, I'll see you later. As the boy walked around the corner, the guy came out with a machete,
Yeah.
and chopped him because he was in the mood. He was in the mood to kill people.
Oh.
The police catch him doing it. He chopped the police too, but he's not dead. But he was going around waving the machete, but he killed the lad though.
Oh gosh.
Straight out. The lad was only 13.
See, look at that. See, and the little lad, he'd said what dear little Kaz is saying. I'm hoping you could hear that, my delicious babies. The young lad was the only 13. Did you say 13 in London? And very sadly, you know, he give his mammy bear a kiss and a hug as normal. You know, went
Yeah.
out, turned around the corner, and because somebody was
Was waving the chopper,
yeah,
and that was it. The worst part is when the mum said that she just gave him a kiss
that's it.
and his life was over.
And his life, she gave him a
God,
kiss and a hug, and his life was over.
God,
I mean, how sad is that, my delicious little babies?
that is sad.
But if you look at it, we have to look at as well. You know, I'm very sorry to hear that. Okay, I'm pretty sure that your Tom is so sad. But what's my point? I mean, I've been talking on my videos for months. Others have been talking on their videos for months and months and months and months and months. In fact, we've been talking about things for years, haven't we?
Yeah.
And you know, where we've got that much. Where we should be living and thriving and surviving and happy and prosperous, we got so many, very sadly, and what we appear to have is like a lot of mental health, don't we? That, you know, but again, who is causing this?
This is it.
do you see what I mean, Mardelistic babies? Okay, because I mean the mental. I mean, I don't mean that in a nasty way, but mental health. There we are. Is going off the scale.
Well, this
Well,
happened.
ones just cannot.
No, but
That doesn't mean
government's
no.
trying to cut down certain things. You know, like the PIP, disabled, and everything. Them who's in it already,
Yeah,
you won't touch them. But
yeah,
them what's coming brand new in, you know,
yeah.
have to go straight to work.
Well, have you heard as well? I seen another video yesterday, Mardelistic babies. I never wrote it down actually. I forgot what flipping channel it was on. That came up on my feed. What was our so-called Prime Minister in Old England, Mardelistic babies? You know, that's a piece of SHRTE. Okay, Mardelistic babies. What was he saying? He's threatening that we got a warning in our Old England, Mardelistic babies, okay, that we're going to be, what is it, that England's going to be attacked?
Oh, by the what do you call it? Israel, something like that.
Well, here's what I got to say, okay, my dear little Kaz and our delicious little babies out there. Are we not all being under attack now, my delicious little babies?
Yeah.
Have we not been attacked? There we are, for decades,
Long time.
from the ones who are supposed to be running our country, my delicious little babies. So really, who is the real attackers?
Who it is? We don't
No,
know.
it's just a question, isn't it? No, I'm just asking a question.
The question will be answered.
But we know the answer, don't we, my delicious little babies? Do you see what I mean? So what's this going to do for ones who are listening? You know, yeah, but you're going to have ones who are going to get even more depressed. They're going to start getting themselves all worked up, all upset. Can you see what I mean, Mardelistic babies? It's like flipping day after day, man. Every single day there is something else. There's just no flipping let up, man. Ever. You know what I mean? And the thing is, you got to flipping keep up with all this flipping damn sharp, man. Do you know what I mean? You know, it's like ones deliberately just do not want to see anybody else happy. Do you know what I mean? And some of the most happiest, and I will stand by this with dear little Kaz, our delicious little babies out there, and I will stand by it, the ones who are the happiest are the ones who haven't got ka-ching.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because they're happy with their little, if they're blessed to have a little garden, you know, or something.
But they're laughing at you. Thinking, oh, I'm all right. What's wrong? What's wrong with having...
You know what I mean?
That's, yeah.
See, not everybody needs to live in a mansion. Not everybody needs to live in these large, colossal homes. If you look around Old England alone, never mind other countries, okay? I mean, you can look at Japan as well, Mardelistic babies as well in that. Well, you could look at a lot of places, France, you know, lots of different places, Mardelistic babies, where these mansions are being abandoned. So where are they gone? So they've left all the crown jewels and they've trapped. Yeah? Are you all right?
Yeah.
Have you got your spoon? Oh, it's all right. Dear little Kaz has just been brought out some fruit salad, fresh fruit salad. Can I please have mine shortly, please? Sweet. It's all right. It's my dear little cousin here. He's making fresh fruit salad. Have you mixed any bananas in as well? I've got some bananas. Yeah, but can I have mine just when I finish my video, please? Sorry, Marge Delicious Little Babies. It's fresh fruit salad, okay? Marge Delicious Babies. But I thought, you know, we'd yeah. There's what's it? What's the fruits in it?
Apple.
Apple. Satsumas. Grapes and orange juice. Yeah? That's delish. Oh, if I had known, you know, because I've got some fruit in the freezer.
What, summer fruits?
I think raspberries and strawberries. No. Oh,
I like it, you know, please.
yeah.
I'll take it out. I'll take it out. Yeah. Yeah. I'll give
Please,
it. Yeah.
thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it plain.
Yeah, just likes it plain. Sorry about this, mad delicious little babies. Okay, I do apologise. Thank you. So, oh, bless him. Anyway, sorry about that.
Sure.
Yeah. So anyway, we don't really have much. The only thing I can really say is, okay, so they're warning us, okay? I feel that what we really need to be more concerned about, okay, and there is one last thing I want to say, my delicious little babies, up in, I was going to say, up on the roof, up in the sky, my delicious little babies, there's never been so much itchy noses, running eyes, sneezing, coughing. I feel that the real weapon is right above myself right now. My delicious little babies, do you know, not the sunshine, not the sunshine. Maybe the lands and everything, do you know what I mean? My delicious little babies, yes. And one last thing, I was listening to yesterday evening, this is on YouTube. What's it called? Oh, anyway, it was somebody else's channel, my delicious little babies. He had 251 subscribers. But and he had some foreign videos on there, my delicious babies. But he had what's he called? American Sorry Man, and he was talking to Doctor. Is it Doctor David Martin? Dr. David Martin. Well, I mentioned him enough times. Anyway, my delicious babies. Now, apparently, on July the 4th this year, my delicious babies, which of course is supposed to be called dear little Kaz and our delicious little babies, it's Independence Day.
Oh, yeah.
Well, according to Dr. David Martin now, my delicious little babies, apparently some bodies have given a warning that they are going to, in a barn in the USA, that they are going to, let's just say,
Decapitated.
kill,
Or decapitated.
or what's another word? Eradicate? Is it eradicate?
Decapitated.
No. Oh, decapitated. Right. No, I'm not laughing about that, my delicious babies. Apparently, so many thousands, my delicious little babies, on July the 4th. Now, Dr. James Martin, which he does, dear little Kaz, our delicious little babies, he does know that we are rather a lot about a lot of things. Okay, my delicious little babies. So, but what he's saying is, if he enough give out the message, give out the word, then there we are. We can prevent this from happening. But why, in the first place, would somebody want to take out so many thousands, my delicious little babies?
Yeah.
Well, that's I feel is very disgusting, very appalling, and very nasty, my delicious little babies. It's putrid.
Oh,
So, how do they? I don't know. Plan on doing this, my delicious little babies? Could it be? Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Anyway, that's all that I'm saying. But of course, you know, as we very well know, you know, they're repeatedly talking about other methods, my delicious little babies, okay? But July the 4th seems to be, a date. You know, it's making myself wonder whether they're saying this as well. It's only a thought, my delicious babies, so it's going all over the place. It's just making myself wonder, my delicious babies, whether if enough are saying it, that they, you know, the ones who this is to do with, okay, who put it out in the first place, are wanting to see how many can get the word out. In other words, putting the feelers out. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies? They could very well have planned for that particular date this year, my delicious babies, okay? But if enough know about it, then they're not going to Well, I would have thought that they're not going to do it on that day, my delicious little babies, you know what I mean? Because then they've fully there, properly exposed themselves, haven't they, my delicious little babies? That's all I'm saying. So I just thought I'd mention it. So yeah, Dr. David Martin, okay, my delicious little babies, he's very good, he is. And he talks about many things now that others do not talk about. But the only reason why I never advertised this video, and there is only one reason, that just towards the end, they happened to mention, because it's this business to do with that he's another cretin, that RF Kennedy in the USA. Okay, my delicious babies, and of course, who's that one? He's an Australian chef, and of course he, but they've, for myself, that's too close a comfort. You're rubbing shoulders now, and you're still talking about okay. So to myself, no. I do not mean this in a racist way. Anybody who knows me, anyway, I do not need to say that, but it's called Indian giver. So they give you with the left, isn't it? And then they take back with the right. There we are. So I do not see that as being racist or prejudiced with what I just said. Do you, dear little Kaz? I do not believe that's racist. It's just an old-fashioned saying, my delicious little babies. It's been decades old, but it's not to offend anybody who's Indian, okay? It's just that's an old-fashioned saying. That's it, done saying it. Right? So they're telling you one thing now, and then what they're then doing is then they're doing something else. So that's the reason why I never shared the video, or I never told you what the video is, my delicious little babies. Okay, it's just because of the end bit, all the way right to the very end. And then I thought, because sometimes that's where I make a mistake. It's like halfway through, then I'll send a video out, to whoever's sorry, my dog and bone. Or what I'll then do is I will advertise it. But then you listen to the last bit and I thought, oh, damn, I wish I hadn't flipping done that now. Do you want to grab a chair? Nobody can see you. And, well, anyway, whether they see you or not, anyway, but if you don't want to be on the camera, you don't want to be on the camera anyway. You've been on only once before, haven't you, sure?
Yes.
Anyway, so yeah. So my point, sorry, my delicious little babies, is that, to myself, that's where I have made a mistake sometimes, you know what I mean? But I'm not going to advertise. No, I'm not. That putrid RF Kennedy. No, I'm not. Not when he turned around and said, oh, it's only not to inject the healthy little babies or the healthy pregnant mothers. So what's that saying? So anybody, bless them, bless their dear little hearts, who's disabled or who's unwell or suffers with depression, so it's all right for them to get that. Because that's what he's done saying. Do you know what I mean? So they're trying to sell it like they're doing a good thing now. No, they're not. So I'm not going to advertise the video. No disrespect to the uploader, and no disrespect to Dr. David Martin. Okay, no disrespect to him at all. I mean, he says far more than what any real, there we are, doctors will say, my delicious little babies can. But as soon as I heard that bit at the end, I thought, no, I'm not advertising it because that's advertising them, and I'm not going to do it. Okay, my delicious little babies, especially when I know that what they are doing is wrong. There we are, it's wrong. Okay, but this is what they do. And then you got some doctors, just before I go, because then I'm going to come off my video because we're going to have our fruit salad that's been so very kindly done for myself. So thank you all. But what am I saying now? Yeah, so the point is even some doctors I've noticed, my delicious little babies, and they're all for mixing now shoulders with celebrities and all this and that now. And I have said it before, and I'm repeating it again. Do you know what I mean? For myself, I'm not into that kind of thing. Do you see what I mean? I'm just not into that kind of thing at all. You know what I mean? It's making what happened with the old pandemic, and then very sadly what followed, okay? It's making it look like, you know what I mean? As far as I'm concerned, I could go further. There we are. I really could, and I'm just going to shut my trap now. I'm not going to say anything else, my delicious babies, Kai. But I do not like, I'm not liking what I'm seeing with some of these doctors now, my delicious babies, Kai. And they're too busy, there we are, writing books and flipping effing enriching themselves, okay? And not only that, but we must always keep in our noddles what took place in 2020 and very sadly what followed after that, okay? And they're trying to do it the second time around because they're trying to lock everybody down again, okay? And they're trying to, okay, they've already planned what they're going to, how many they want. What is it, 40% in the next one, the next run? 40%, Marzlichtig babies. This is very serious. They are very serious indeed. But of course, my videos cannot get out, Marzlichtig babies, you know what I mean? So what I rely on, because there's always somebody who's seeing and there's always somebody who's hearing, because there is, okay, that the word that we all get out somewhere and somebody somewhere will then get a video and maybe, because they're very good at shortening videos or putting different clips, and then doing that. Because it's very, very serious. So you stumbled there, every reason to. I mean, this is going to affect, and not only what they're wanting to do on the 4th of July, right? I don't know if they're going to be able to get away with this. I don't think they're going to do it. I really do not, okay? If too many know, they're not going to be able to do it, okay? But that's not only going to kill mankind, that's going to kill our beautiful little babies who we call our sons and daughters. It's going to kill all the beautiful little animals and wildlife. And just one last thing, just before I go. So I'm walking around with my beautiful, delicious little Ruby Tuesday, because my beautiful, delicious little amazing milk can walk south. And what did I see over the back there now then? 3 steel, looks like little rings. And bless the poor little baby butterfly. A little butterfly passed away, black and red. And it was like it was, there we are, positioned. I'm hoping that whoever it was never killed that beautiful little butterfly. Because I was only talking about butterfly. Was it yesterday or day before? And I put 3 rings there. Yeah, number 3 again, isn't it? My delicious babies. Yes, I'm clocking. There we are, everything now. But that poor little butterfly, so what I did is put it on the grass. Poor little thing. They're so beautiful. Do you know what I mean? Little butterflies, little bees. Have you noticed that there's a lot of bees that are on the ground that are passing away? Have you noticed that? I mean, walking around, there's a lot more little butterflies and little babies, you may have noticed yourself, that passed away on the floor. We never used to see all of that decades ago when we were younger, did we? We're not old now, but we never used to see all that, did we? You see what I'm saying? Could it be? Again, what they are doing, my delicious little babies, of course, it's landing on the grass, it's landing on our trees, it's landing on, and then there's another bush, like this bush thing, and it's got all white on it, but I touched it this morning, and it's not even one that looks like a cobweb. It's like it's thicker than that. On the bushes, my delicious little babies. And I mentioned months and months ago about what was on the flipping lamppost and everything. It looks like these stringy spider's webs. My delicious little babies, and on the bars outside where we live. My delicious little babies, you know what I mean? Anyway, my delicious little babies, so I'm not here to depress, upset, or, anybody or offend, okay? But yeah, I just tried to cram everything in, my delicious little babies. And I do not know how long my video took to upload it. Like I said, just seems to take hours these days. But I'll never shout at you, my delicious babies. Okay? I just try to, say everything what I can say. Okay, there we are. But anyway, ones will know Dr. David Martin, and ones will know a American man, or it's an American man. Anyway, you'll know who he is. I know who he is. But it's just right to the end. I just refused. Because I'm not going to advertise them, because that's advertising them. Okay, my delicious babies. I know I've mentioned them, but not for the right reasons, my delicious little babies, do you know what I mean? Okay? Because it could give the wrong impression to others if I sent it out to my dog and bone, or if I advertised it, you know what I mean? It's like I'm advertising these in a good way. Well, I'm certainly not. Okay, my delicious little babies, and I'm not the only one talking about this. There's thousands of others. There we are. So, my video should not be, just picked out. Do you know what I mean, my delicious little babies? When others are talking about it, you know what I mean? But they seem to, have an issue with my videos, my delicious little babies, for some strange and unknown reason. Because I personally have done nothing to YouTube, okay? And you know it, YouTube. Okay, my delicious little babies. So wherever you are in the world, please have a, whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening, please have a super duper delicious time. You only get one life, my little honey bunnies. Sending peace, love, harmony, and bright blessings to each and every one of you. And may your beautiful little selves and your beautiful little families all be fully protected. Okay, so you just please take care of yourselves now. Please try to take care of others. Thank you, our dear little Kaz, for joining my video today. Okay, and thank you, Sean, for doing all of our fruit salad. Okay, and I'm going to upload my video, and I'm going to share my beautiful fruit salad that has been made for ourselves with my beautiful, delicious little Ruby Tuesday. So she's going to have some fruit salad too. Okay, so you just take care now, my little lovelies. Thank you so very much again for any views, for any likes, and for the occasional comment. It's always very much welcomed and very much appreciated, and I'm very thankful. So until my next video, please take care. I hope the weather's delish wherever you are. Love ya. Goodbye.